Are Sigma and Canon close to signing a deal so that way Sigma can start producing RF mount lenses? Well, a recent interview with Fotolari and the CEO of Sigma, Kazuto Yamaki, provides some insight. Details coming up, but first, I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so that way you can stay up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Kazuto Yamaki, the CEO of Sigma, talked about the business of making lenses, current constraints such as trying to get parts, materials, and semiconductors. But the topic that interests most of us is, will Sigma be making RF lenses anytime soon? So let's get right to that first. Again, Fotolari in Spanish asked the question to the CEO of Sigma, Kazuto Yamaki, and he said this: I am very aware of the demand from Canon mirrorless camera users to Sigma. I'm very aware of and very happy about it, and very appreciate such interest from customers. Right now, I can't tell about the future product's economy, but I'd like to, well, my personal best is to deliver such products in the future. And some have said in recent days, actually even citing this particular interview, saying that, well, Sigma and Canon are working on a contract and things might be coming out soon. But in this interview, well, he didn't say anything to that fact. In fact, when Fotolari pressed even further, trying to find out information as to why we don't have Sigma RF lenses out, well, Kazuto Yamaki said this: sorry, I can't comment on it, but what I can tell everybody today is that Sigma is very interested, and I'm very happy to satisfy Canon mirrorless users' demand. And that's pretty much all Kazuto Yamaki had to say about their relationship with Canon in terms of trying to eke out a contract or any sort of pressure that Sigma was putting on Canon. They didn't have anything else, or he didn't have anything else to say. I'm pretty sure that Sigma is reaching out to Canon, that they probably already have some sort of contacts with each company, and that things are being talked about and things are cordial, but in terms of any agreement, well, they're not going to tell us, certainly if something's being worked on. The only time that the CEO of Sigma is going to say something about any contract is, well, once one has been signed, and at that point there will be an announcement, and I won't be leaking it to you late at night in this video, and probably by the time you're watching it, it's going to come out at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So once again, another interview with the CEO of Sigma, Kazuto Yamaki, and we don't have any more information. We don't know when they're going to start making RF lenses. We don't know when they're going to get permission from Canon. And we don't know what the time frame is to anything. All we know is that there's a huge demand, that Sigma's well aware of the huge demand. And when asked about the relationship between DSLR and mirrorless, well, he said that it's all about mirrorless cameras, that while they still make DSLR lenses, the huge demand, most of the demand for their business comes from mirrorless. And in terms of which lenses or zoom lenses were the most popular, Kazuto Yamaki said that currently the most popular product from Sigma is, of course, mirrorless lenses. Lenses for mirrorless cameras especially are 24-70 f2.8 and the 14-24 f2.8. These large aperture zoom lenses are very popular. Also, the 75mm f1.4 DGDN is also very popular, and he also mentioned the 150-600mm. Like I've done on this channel for the last 2.5 years since Canon released the R5, with the overheating and that 30-minute record limit, I kept bringing up in video after video. And it's good. It's good to finally see that Canon has fixed the overheating in the Canon EOS R5, and that every new camera since the R5 and the R6, although not the R5 and the R6, well, no longer have that 30-minute record limit. It's now a 6-hour record limit. And I'm not going to get into why they didn't just completely get rid of it, because I mean, 6 hours, who's going to record for 6 hours continuously? And I know there's a few people out there, but still, enough of that. The point that I'm trying to get to is, I know there's a lot of demand for high quality third-party lens manufacturers such as Sigma and Tamron. And if we want to see them soon, sooner than 2024, maybe even in 2023, well, we need to step up the pressure, like we did contacting Canon about that 30-minute record limit, and some other things. Canon is listening to us. Canon's also trying to make sure that they get the most out of their IP. In the world we live in with the legal systems that we have, well, Canon's protecting their IP, but if we want them to change that, and Canon has changed in the past when they removed 24 frames per second, well, they quickly brought that back, and we've seen that 30-minute record limit, well, not completely eliminated, but at least extended to 6 hours. So put up the pressure, reach out to Canon through their feedback on their website, through emails, through, if you're dealing with Canon on a regular basis, through CPS, whatever chance you get to, where they're writing things down, where they're documenting it, whether you're calling a service center, ask Canon about when they're going to allow Sigma and Tamron to start producing lenses, because they are going to have to seek permission from Canon, and that's most likely the best scenario for all of us, because the last thing we want to do is have to Sigma, Tamron, or others go out and start making these lenses, and then Canon does some changes to their mount or to the software, the firmware, that renders all these previous lenses inoperable. And don't think that would happen? Well, you just have to look into the past. So maybe this agreement, this permission, is not just a way to sort of choke off business, locking into Canon and just trying to prevent any others from selling into the ecosystem. It could also be an opportunity that when they do grant permission, that there's some sort of an agreement between the companies that if Canon makes some sort of material change, that all third parties that have permission are notified so that they can make a change as well, and so that we don't have to worry about updating our camera's firmware and finding out that our favorite lenses, like the 150 to 600 millimeter, just don't work, or the 14 to 24, some of the most popular Sigma lenses for mirrorless cameras out there. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors, specifically third-party RF lenses coming from Sigma, Tamron, or others that actually have autofocus, something that's more of a high-end or mid-level product, well, go ahead and click that subscribe button, but also choose all notifications. By choosing all notifications, you're saving yourself an awful lot of time, because you'll get notified by YouTube as soon as I publish a new video. You don't have to go out there scrubbing all your favorite YouTube channels, Twitter feeds, RSS feeds, print magazines, YouTube channels, you name it. If time matters to you, I cover all the major camera news and rumors for all the major brands, all the major models, and I also do reviews. So by subscribing to me, you'll get notification as soon as something comes out, so that way you save your time. So please go ahead and click subscribe, followed by choosing all notifications. But it's getting rather late here. I don't even have my watch on. What time is it? Is it midnight yet? Let's press the escape button again. It's really late. What is it? Yep, it's 11:30. So by the time I've got this edited, probably another 40 minutes, and then I'm going to schedule it for early morning release. And who knows what else might happen overnight. We're expecting Panasonic to make an announcement very shortly. The latest says that it's definitely going to be happening. We're getting an announcement. It's less likely to be a product and more likely to be some sort of technology announcement. And what everybody's thinking about, you, me, and the flies on the wall, is this has got to be related to that autofocus system that they're finally going to migrate off depth from defocus, contrast detect autofocus system to something far more reliable and trustworthy, whether it be some sort of phase detect autofocus system, some sort of time of flight, or even LiDAR based. I think this is something we're going to hear about very, very soon. We might even have an announcement while I'm sleeping, because it's already Friday morning in Japan. So, or I guess it's coming up to Friday afternoon. So really excited to see what Panasonic has lined up for us. I put out a video earlier today, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that right now. So you can watch this video here where I talk about all the latest rumors and also the brand new autofocus system that Panasonic has come out in their PTZ camera, which is a phase detect autofocus system designed for fast-moving subjects.